Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to my channel. My name's Justin. I play guitar on songs in Nashville, and today I got a song here. This is a very Beatles-y track, and I've been asked to add guitars and bass. So I'm going to start with a chart and just give you guys an idea of how I would write a Nashville number chart. So this song is mostly keys, and pro tip, when you work in a town full of songwriters who are mostly guitar players, when they write something on piano, it's generally in the key of C. So let's just double check. I'm going to play the very beginning of it before I start writing my chart. Oh yeah, okay, we're in C. So let's, I had a B3 sound on the old guitar dialed up from before. That might actually be appropriate for this. We'll see. So that sounded to me like it went from A minor to F to a G7 to C. So I'm going to call that a 6 minor, 4, 5, 1. And several of you asked me in the last couple of videos when we were talking about songs and what keys they're in and everything, when something's in a minor key, do I call that the 1? I would say I do that very rarely. Almost always in Nashville, in country music, in pop music, if a song leans heavily on a minor chord, it's almost always a relative minor, and the melody is still kind of over the 1. A really good example would be some of that modern kind of 90s throwback country that starts on a 2 minor and goes to the 1 and then to a 4 and back to the 1. And there's always a really strong resolution to the 1, like in the melody and harmonically. So that's how I, if it was B minor, A, D, A, I'm not going to call that B minor because that would be a 1 minor, flat 7, flat 3, flat 7. When everything pulls to the 1, the A. So I would call it a 1. I think everybody here would write that as a 2 minor, 1, 4, 1. And then in pop, you've got, it seems like one of the most common chord formats is 6 minor, 4, 1, 5. And it just loops. And the melody is over the 1. And lately, they've been really strongly emphasizing the 2 note, like resolving it to a 2 or kind of always going to it at the end of a phrase or something. But we generally call those 6 minor, 4, 1, 5 as a relative minor, right? It's very rare that I actually write a 1 minor chart. That's if there's like a major 5 chord and the melody is, I don't ever really see harmonic minor. I do see harmonic minor every once in a while. So it just kind of depends. It's a very rare case that I'll write something as a 1 minor. It's almost always just relative to the major, and everything is kind of melody-wise is makes the 1 the 1, not the 6 minor or the 2 minor. So I hope that makes sense. Here is this song. 6 minor, 4 major 7, 5 7, 1, with a beat of 5 over 7. Same thing. 2 minor to 5 to 6 minor. It's like a walk 1 7 6 5 down there. Starting back over. Four chord. Four. That's a 4 minor over flat 6. 2 major to 5. Back down for another verse. Beatles-y. Back to a chorus or a B section. That's 2-7. I'm almost 7. Flat 7, 6, flat 6. Flat 7 to 1. Man, that's cool. Okay, so here's my chart. I have to get my face out of the screen, otherwise it won't focus on the chart. So there's lots of chords that aren't in the key of C, but they're substituted in for more interesting movement, right? So let me just play just by myself on the guitar what's going on here. Oh, I'm looking for a pick. There we go. They're kind of everywhere. Turn that off for now. It's a major 7. 2 minor, 5, 6 minor, 2 minor, 5, and then there's that move. Bum, 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 bum. And then the B section, this is really cool. 4. Yeah, 4 minor. It's here's an F chord with no third. Well, the third could be here, but it's over flat 6. It's 4 minor over flat 6. So it's kind of like a flat 6 chord, but I would need an E flat in that to call it that. When it's really just a rearranged F minor triad, I call it an inverted F minor. So it's F minor over A flat, or 4 minor over flat 6. And then it's over, and there was a bum, bum, bum. What was it? And again. And this is so cool because it goes. You see that move? There's an F minor triad here. 6th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the G string, 6th fret on the B string. All you're doing is moving the flat 3rd and the root of the 4 minor chord up a half step each, and you wind up with a 2 dominant 7, or a part of it, and then of course the bass moves to the 2. Back to a 5, and there was like a descending line. I don't remember what it was. Back to a down verse. That's cool. It's a 2-5, which always pulls real hard to 1, but we're going to the 6 minor instead. And then the last time this goes through, it does the 2 minor, 5, 6 minor, 2 minor, 5, and then it hits a 1 and a 1. And so this track was completely built by the songwriter, and he's just kind of sketching things out. So some of these hits, as it was building at the end into the kind of jam out section at the end, the hits weren't exactly fully lined up, but that's okay because he just sent me enough of what he has to put some guitars on it. So I kind of hear a really spanky bright telly doing the Chicks thing, that reverby smack that we're all so fond of. And then maybe the other guitar is kind of a B3 sound, but it's a faster Leslie than that. Maybe the speed's a little higher. Ooh, there's another F minor over A flat. Very cool. It's like F over A, right? Open A string. The F chord that we all learn and struggle with in the beginning. It's not a full bar. We can make that F minor real easy. So the top part, major, minor, right? And then you can't have the major third ringing out underneath a minor chord, right? So we've got to flat that third as well. That's the big pro tip of this this episode. If you're if you've got any voicing of a major chord, you can make it minor by flatting the thirds, right? That's the difference. You just got to flat all the thirds in your voicing, okay? So this one has 2 of them. We just got to do that while keeping those notes the same. It's very awkward to do. Or here. G over B, G minor over B flat, C over E, C minor over E flat, so I think I want to start with that part, right? But I'm gonna switch to the Biscuit because that guitar is undefeated for the chicks. Oh, it's literally right over my shoulder. I get in this habit where I lean guitars against the desk. The guitar stand might be full, but I'll lean them very gently, of course. And then I have another stand over here. Like, I just want everything within reach because I don't want to get up. I am ridiculous. All right, we're down a half step. Let's tune. Yeah, I just thought I'd film this song because it's very atypical. This is not pop country radio that we're going after. I love working on stuff that's sort of outside of the straight up the middle radio offerings, you know. Those are cool too. And you know, I know a lot of my viewers, a lot of you guys really do not like that stuff. I get it. But also, there's a lot of really great music in this town, and you can't always judge it by what's at the top of the charts. Just like with any genre or hub of music making, you know. The stuff at the top of the charts of LA, it's like, I wouldn't let my kids listen to the lyrics of some of these songs, like, ever. But you get down into the indie world where people are really focused on creativity that's in that scene. It's really great stuff. And some of the stuff at the top is great too. Like, we like to joke that every once in a while a great song sneaks by, you know, and actually makes it to the radio. I would say that's the case with Cody's stuff and Chris Stapleton, and man, there are some really legit great songs happening out there. So anyway, let's lay a little slappy chicks track on this. It's funny, I don't even know what the click is. I'm gonna play clickless, and I'm just gonna not come at the absolute very top, but sort of let the song build a little bit. Here we go. That's a really awkward transition. Let me listen to that again. Oh man. Let's see how locked in we can get, because it's not locked in with itself, so it's kind of hard for me to go with it there. One more. So it does seem like those are all, it's 1 C chord, 1 over flat 7, and then it's really, call it an A minor 7 if you want, but the fact that it's a descending line over a static upper chord, I like to specify that it's really that same 1 voicing over a 6. So it's just descending bass notes. And then it didn't seem like, that's a little John Scofield for this track, you know. It didn't seem like it did that, so I'm gonna try this one more time. I don't even know if he's gonna redo drums or line everything up later or what, so I'm just gonna try to get close and see if that's all right. Maybe I need to back it up a little bit more and give myself more than 1 bar of pre-roll, which I don't even know what the tempo is. So it's 2 bars of pre-roll at 120 with the click muted. Yeah, I'll hit those. The transition didn't sound bad to me at all, but I'm going to get in from that second bar of the new groove. I just had to hit a diamond in the first bar and hear where it was. not the worst thing I've ever done. I think the idea of this being more of a band and off click, and maybe it's a little loose intentionally. That was a little too loose toward the end, but I don't think it's gonna stay that way. I think the drums will either be recut or moved. So let's do this other part. Let's get this Leslie sound back up. And actually for that, I'm gonna get my my Keeley pedal. I really like that rotary pedal of theirs. So I'm gonna grab that and set it up real quick. Here's the pedal. I want it to be faster. Yeah, a little less than max speed with not a ton of depth. I don't want it to be super seasick, but till then to come in. So let's pan some tracks around so these make sense for y'all. So I've got my old track panned hard to the right, and this one will be panned mostly to the left, not all the way. But yeah, here's from the top. Okay, that wasn't as Beatles-y as it could be. You know, I could like use a sitar or something or do a harmonized slide thing. But I like it. So, cool. I'll put a bass track on this and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a very, very cool song and I really enjoy getting stuff like this to work on. So, hope you enjoyed watching this. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.